Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, November 3rd. Welcome. I hope y'all had a great week. Um, I'm glad the week is over. I'm ready to start with a clean slate on a new week and hope that it's a better one around here. I did get stitching done, not a ton. For most of last week, I was sick. I have no idea what the issue was. I spent probably through Thursday feeling on the verge of vomit all week. I guess the bright side of that is that I lost a few pounds because I ate hardly anything all week. It didn't bother me to drink something, but eating a couple of bites into trying to eat anything was like, nope. So anyway, I'm back to normal where that's concerned. Let's see. We had a client pass away. He used to stop by our office. He was an attorney, and our office is pretty close to the courthouse, a couple blocks away. And if he had a delay between trials or was over there and got done early or whatever, he would just come by our office to just gab and shoot the bull. He was only 62. He got diagnosed with cancer about a month ago. They had told him that it should be pretty easy to treat. It's the most curable, and they didn't really see any issues. Dax talked to his son last week, and his son said that once treatment started, things just snowballed, and they were still really all kind of in shock. Haven't asked a bunch of questions because they're still all kind of in shock and raw, and don't want to push it. So his son's coming in this week, so we can try to help him figure out how to wind down the business and what's involved in all of that and all of the other financial kinds of decisions that he's going to have to deal with in the coming months. On Tuesday, Addison hit a deer, probably a mile and a half from the house. Fortunately, it was close to the house, so the speed limit's like 35 here. So she wasn't someplace where she was doing 50 or so, and it did not kill the deer. She's certain she saw him on Friday with a severe limp, but saw him nonetheless. It was a young buck, and it really did minimal damage to her car, which I'm grateful for that also. I'm grateful that she wasn't hurt and everything. Friday afternoon, Dax and I were going to buy light bulbs and got rear-ended. It did more than minimal damage to our car. Both of us are still a little bit sore today, but nothing dramatic. Probably $3,500, $4,000 worth of damage. The car's a Ford Focus with about 150,000 miles on it. $3,500 to $4,000 worth of damage may total the car. I hope not, but we're just going to have to see. The girl said she had insurance and she just didn't have her car insurance card with her. So we'll have to see about that too. Our insurance company said with her driver's license number and the tag number on the car, they can look it up that way and find out if she actually is insured to deal with it. But Our insurance is with Progressive, and their claims department has been really good about, you answer our questions, we'll deal with the other insurance company, we'll do all of that for you. So that's good. I could have lived without getting rear-ended, but you know, nobody asked me. So anyway, that's why we're kind of glad. I don't know about we. I personally am quite glad that the week is over. I'm holding out hope that this next week is going to be way better. So there is that. I did stitch. I did. I know I'm boring you with all of this, and I did stitch. I worked on this snowman. I feel like his hat is never ending. Yeah, his hat. Like, I'm not going to want to gouge my eyes out when I get to all this white stitching on him, right? He is out of the Just Cross Stitch. It's the Christmas one, December 2015. They've got some cute things in there. I do like this. One of these days. One of these days. Anyway, not a ton done on him. Like I said, I feel like the hat goes on forever and ever and ever. I think I've got all of the red in, and so now this all gets filled in with green. So, we'll see. We'll see. I worked on my Solitude. I did continue, yay me, with the like 15 minutes a day, and I got a second square filled in. Like I said last time, my goal is to get this full page done and then this partial page done next year. And I have to fill in 7 squares a month in order to do that. Well, I finished one last week and I finished one this week. One a week isn't going to cut it to get to 7. But you can see, like, this one's pretty close and some of these others are pretty close. So hopefully that'll get me to a place where, you know, one week I can get 2 or 3 or something filled in because they're so close. But whatever, I've gotten 2 done, and that's not until next year, so I'm 2 ahead. That's how we're going to look at it. As I say often, it's all about the mind games. Okay, I worked on Christmas Gentleman. Don't forget, week after next, sometime when I film around November 15th, I will do the giveaway. We are, so that would be like, what, the 16th or the 17th, something like that. Next weekend, we're going back to the Renaissance Festival, so I don't know if I'll film them or not, but whatever, doesn't matter. If you would like to win this, I'm giving away Shelly's copy of this pattern. And I've decided I'm pretty lazy, and I'm going to grant you the benefit of my laziness. You don't have to go back 2 videos to tell me that you want to stitch Christmas Gentleman. You can say on this video if you want to. I'll look at everything and make sure I've accounted for everyone before I draw. But we are doing a giveaway of this one. I am giving away Shelly's copy of this Christmas Gentleman. So you can just tell me below that you want to stitch Christmas Gentleman, and I will include you in the drawing. You don't have to go back 2 videos. Although, who wouldn't want to go back and watch me yammer on 2 videos ago? Anyway, I worked some more. I got some more done on him up the middle here, and I don't know, maybe up here. And I got some more done on these borders up top. If you decide that you would like to stitch this, be forewarned, it is very heavy on the back stitching. Lots and lots of back stitching. I did start the Alamo piece that I told you I was so excited about starting. I did do that. However, being not feeling all that great, I got a whole lot of nothing done. Yes, that's the correct way. I was like, I wasn't even sure I was holding it the right way. I started down here. So that's just down there in that little corner. I really wanted to work on this one more. I really want to work on it more, but I am trying so hard to stick to letting the roulette wheel pick and keeping the, because mostly I'm working on older whips, and I really like getting the progress done, so there's that. I worked on the ornaments for the kids. I did not get the second one done in October so that I could, finish this year. Next year, I'm going to do something ornament that takes like 5 minutes and I'm done and I can get back on track, because I'll probably still be working on these next year. Anyway, I did finish the first one and got a little start going on the second one. Kind of looks possessed right now, but I guess I'll take it. I don't really have a choice, right? One weird thing that happened this week is Kirsten had sleep paralysis. I've never had that, but it terrified her. I don't think she's had a good night's sleep since. Yesterday she was feeling really, her stomach was really hurting her. She goes on Tuesday to take her driving test in the car that got hit. Hopefully all the lights in the back still work, and hopefully they're going to still let her take the test. The car shouldn't be any kind of a hazard on the road right now. It's not like the bumper's hanging down and dragging on the ground or anything. But they wouldn't tell me, I called and held for an hour. And basically, whoever's giving her the test gets to decide if the car is good enough for her to take the test in. Kirsten is guilty of overthinking everything and making herself a nervous wreck, and in turn making herself sick about stuff. And I think that as this test gets closer, that's kind of what's going on. But the sleep paralysis really terrified her. And so she's, like I said, she's been getting crappy sleep since. Here in a little bit, we're going to go and drive and practice parallel parking, which she really doesn't need the practice. She's nailed it. But I think maybe for her own peace of mind, we'll go do it again and help her relax a little bit to know that she's okay. But we'll see. We'll see. I did work on, this is another one that I did for just a few minutes a day, 10 or 15 minutes if I had time. It's from crossstitching.com. It's cross-stitching.com. It's a free pattern. And I didn't do individual ones. I've been putting mine all on one piece. And I finished it. So looky there, looky there. I even went back and got all of my French knots into this one. I just want y'all to notice I even pressed this for you. Okay? Once again, who am I? I I showed it to Dax when I finished, and he's like, yeah, what's that for? It's like, just to hang up, you know, to put in a frame or something. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And he's like, okay, whatever. So there we go. It is all done. Although, I personally think that I should come in and just put a couple more stitches so that these come to the same place. But we'll see if I actually go back and do that. But on Halloween, we left the office early. We leave early on Halloween because we go to the square. The businesses in the square hand out candy to the little kids. And that starts like at 4 or something. But it gets really, really crowded and everything. So we get there early and we just go get a cup of coffee and we sit and watch the little kids, because we can sit there and bask in the knowledge of we don't have that stress. Oh my gosh, that was always so stressful, getting costumes together and kids dressed and getting there on time, and we don't have to do that anymore. And it's wonderful to just go and watch and to see that we weren't the only ones, because you can see the frustration in all the other parents. Which, we noticed this. Most of them were drinking, the parents. And it's kind of like, okay, if you're going to a Halloween party, fine, go drink. You're taking your kids trick-or-treating, and this is early, and y'all are going to go get in a car, and you're going to drive through neighborhoods with kids trick-or-treating and running everywhere. Don't drink. Spend time with your kids, not drinking. Seriously. Anyway, PSA over. We got home early, and we're still trying to figure out how to adjust to getting home early. For most of the week, like I said, I was sick, and just would go to bed, come home and cook dinner and go to bed. By Wednesday, I'd figured out just don't eat and I would be fine. It didn't seem to bother me to drink stuff, just eating. So Wednesday night, I didn't crash as soon as we got home, and I sat down and finished this because I was so close. So that was fun. That gave me 2 finishes in October because I actually finished it, which, you know, I said if by some miracle I got something else finished. And I got my miracle. That did help make my week. That was a good part, a good thing. I gave myself in Stitch for Stash $5 for it. I did not go back and count up, you know, stitches and all of that. I'm not doing it officially, so I guess I can pick and choose what I want. But that left me at the end of October $169.53 positive. So, yay. That was all of that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I think that was all of the stitching. Doggy update. She has really, really turned a corner this week. It's been kind of amazing. She has figured out that when we bring her food and water to her, she can get herself up to where the front part of her body is, I don't know how to explain it. I guess turned over, where she's sitting more like a sphinx on the front part, you know. So she's doing that by herself, which is wonderful. The downside of that is that she can move herself around enough that she keeps chewing up the puppy pads. She's driving me nuts. So yesterday we went and bought one of those Kong toys that you fill with treats to try to keep her occupied. We think she's getting bored. And she really seemed to enjoy it. At first she had some trouble, and she's figured out how to hold it between her 2 front feet. So that's good. The hole from like the bed sore, is about this big now, which is good. It was much bigger than that. It's closing up, so we'll take that. And she's getting more movement in her back legs, quite a bit of movement. I don't think it's her. I think it's all involuntary movement, but the brain and the muscles are reestablishing that connection, which is huge. We were starting to worry that wasn't going to happen, so we're pretty thrilled about that. Let's see, I think that's where things stand with her mostly. I did work on a project from my desk. Shelly was laughing at me because my desk has its own whip list. Kind of, yes. But the first one I picked up is this. And I had been putting this off because it was as awful as I knew it was going to be. I had done, this part here is punch needle. Is that right? Punch needle or needle punch, whatever. This one's punched. This, where it says home both times, that is embroidered. Because it is punch needle, everything's printed on the back of the fabric. So for every stitch in the back stitching for home, I had to flip the fabric. I had to look from the back to make sure that I was on the pattern, and then I had to look for the front to make sure that my stitches met up. It took me 30 minutes for each word. So an hour to just do that. That is freaking ridiculous. But I knew it was going to be that big a pain in the butt, and that's why it had been sitting here. So thank God it's done. I obviously made it into a pillow. I felt like these look like fall colors. And I don't even know what color the pattern had for here. I picked that one out of the threads that were in there because I felt like this looked like fall, so I kind of wanted it to all blend. And I started going through my fabric, and as soon as I saw this one, and it's one that Colvin sent in my box of Wonderful, I knew I needed, that was it. That was the one I wanted. I was afraid that it would be too much with all of the pattern and color here, but then I realized that you don't see them both at the same time, so really it doesn't matter, right? And then the trim is chenille that I had dyed, and I chose this one because it did not take the orange evenly, and I really kind of liked that. So, a little pillow. One thing off my desk is done. Hallelujah. It did not make a clear spot because it was stacked on top of other stuff, so we'll see what happens next. I remembered the box. I had told y'all that I had gone to the thrift store and bought a box. This is the box. See, it has these, where I'm sure pictures went. You can slide them in from the side. It's open on one side on each one. I'm sure pictures go in there, but I thought with a magnet on each one, you could change that out. Right? If I could get 3 things the same size for each holiday, yeah, we'll see. It opens. The lady at the thrift store told me that they would not charge me extra for the fuzz on the bottom of the box. Wasn't that nice of her? So, anyway, sometime probably 10 or 12 years from now, I'll get that taken care of. Because that'll give me 4 years after I finish everything. 2 to 4 years after I've stitched everything that I have, right? My 8 years. What else do I have here? I got some fabric off Listia. Nothing special. Some white Aida, a piece of green Aida, and lavender. So, got those. She threw in a couple of little tiny Christmas patterns with it. And then yesterday, Dax and I went to Market Days here. March through December, the first Saturday of the month, they have outdoor market days. It's a permanent little facility where people have booths. They have little buildings, like little sheds that they run stores out of, or some of them just rent them out. But it's the first Saturday of the month. We have not been this year, and we won't be in town next month when it's going on, so we decided to go ahead and go. It was a beautiful day outside to be there, and everybody in the world was there. That's not actually true, because last night we went to get a drink and just hang out and relax a little bit. And we heard some people talking about Worstfest in New Braunfels, and that parking was full and closed from at least a mile out. That you had to park and walk at least a mile to get there, and that it was ridiculous crowded. And so it was a beautiful day in the area, in the neighborhood, and everybody was out doing stuff. So I bought a bar of soap for Dax. It's actually made with beer, but it smelled like leather. So yes, who doesn't love the smell of leather? Anyway, I also stumbled upon a booth that had just a few of these in there, but I bought a couple of kits, and they have never been opened. And do you see the price? It's a Dimensions kit. Never opened. $2. He sold them to me for half that. So I got these, $1 a piece. They are not my style, but I thought they'd be great for a giveaway eventually. So at some point I'll do that. Let's see, what else? I don't know. Last night we went to, not last night, Friday night, we went to a play at the university. Wyatt has one of his, I don't know if it's art history or what, it's an art class. I don't see him making anything, so I'm thinking it's art history. He has to attend a certain number of live performances at the university during the semester. We've been to the symphony, and Friday night we went to this play. Overall, the play was pretty good. The story was good. It drug. It was very slow moving, but hey, we were out getting some culture, so, right, you got to deal with that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much been the excitement of our week. I'm hoping that this week is a different kind of excitement, the kind, that people prefer. Good excitement, that's what I want for the week. And that's what I want for y'all for your week too. Okay, I think that really is everything. Don't forget, if you are interested in the Christmas Gentleman, you can leave a comment below. And it'll be in a couple of weeks that I will announce the winner. So you still have time. Anything else? I don't think so. Okay. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Thank you everyone for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Welcome new subscribers. I hope you'll stick around and comment maybe. I'd love to hear from you. And I guess we will see you here the next time. Thanks, y'all. Have a great week. Bye.